about 2 weeks since I watched the movie Dýrið, or Lamb. That B is just screaming to be pronunciated. But yeah, in Iceland we would say lamb. Lamb, with a B. Anyway, yeah, so I watched the movie 2 weeks ago and I just never got around to, finding time to make this video, but I'm finally making it now. And by now the jig is obviously up, because by now I think a lot of people have already seen this movie, and so most of us are probably in an agreement, I'm assuming that we are, that this movie is absolutely fantastic. I think this might be the best Icelandic movie to have come out for almost 10 years. Now, I've not seen nearly every Icelandic movie that has come out in that period, but I'm gonna say out of those that I have seen, this is definitely the best Icelandic film to have come out since Svartur á Leik. And that is a film that I really love, so it's a tough act to follow. Obviously, I really want everybody who is interested to watch this film, and so I'm gonna make this a totally spoiler-free review. However, that's a pretty hard thing to do because, well, I think the best way to enjoy this film is to know as little as possible, because, as soon as the plot starts, the whole time you're just sitting there as an audience member just wondering, how is this situation gonna evolve, because, it's pretty wacky. So if you've seen the trailer or promotional material for this film, you will know that it is about a married couple who are farmers, and one of the sheep at the farm gives birth to something which they then adopt and raise as their own child. So the farmers are played expertly by Hilmar Snær Guðnason and Naomi Reprise. Now, Naomi speaks Icelandic in the film. She speaks it very well. I don't know if she spoke it beforehand or if she learned it for the film. Of course, she does speak it with a slight Swedish accent, but it's barely noticeable. And I mean, it is noticeable for someone like myself, who has it as a mother language, but I don't think anyone else outside of Iceland would even think twice about it. Yeah, it's Naomi Reprise speaking Icelandic. And there isn't actually that much dialogue in the film, or at least not in the first third. The movie starts very slowly, it lets itself breathe, and one thing that I really liked also is that, like, it establishes the environment very well. So they live on a very remote farm, and we spend a lot of time watching them, just doing normal farm chores, which I absolutely loved, because I have a feeling that a lot of Icelandic movies have this tendency to, whenever something is happening out in the countryside, they overemphasize the quirkiness and the weirdness and the depression and whatever of the people involved. But these, like, if it wasn't for this lamb creature which they adopt as a child, if this was just a movie about two farmers doing farmer things, like, it would be like, what is this, a documentary or something? Yeah, you see them giving hay to the sheep, we see them putting down potatoes and catching fish in their lake, and and in almost every scene in the barn you can hear the radio playing Rúv Rás 2, very close to life. I don't think I've ever entered a single farmhouse or barn or wherever where there wasn't a radio somewhere playing Rás 2 constantly. So now, once the lamb which they adopt is born, the first conflict of the movie starts. That's between the mother sheep that gave birth to the thing, the lamb, and of course the new adoptive parents, the humans. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but there is this uneven tone about it, because you don't know. I mean, obviously it is established now that this is not exactly a normal everyday world, obviously with this creature getting born, so you're always wondering, like, how, because the mother sheep is really, like, she really wants her baby back. She's like outside of the farmhouse yarming. How would you call sheep noises in English? We say that a sheep, it yarmar. ma, ma, that's a yarm. And you're kind of like, so where is this gonna go? Like, you know, is the sheep gonna become more sentient or something? Like, that was one of the thoughts in my head all constantly, like, you know, where things are gonna go from there. Things take a turn also when, basically for most of the movie it's just these two, so Maria and, you know, what's his face that Hilmir Snæ portrays. And then at one point they are joined by Hilmir Snæ's character's brother character, played by Björn Hlynur something, I think his name. Also very good actor. Yeah, all the acting in the film I thought was absolutely superb. And this is a second source of conflict because he views this situation that they're in, you know, with them having adopted this lamb as a baby to be quite strange. But again, I'm not going to spoil, you know, where that leads to. So it's but you know, there is often this uneasy undertone in the movie because you're just sort of uncomfortable with how things might turn up in the end. But there's also a lot of the movie is just really charming and heartwarming. You know, like when they're raising this lamb as a child, and you know, you see, you know. So, and the backstory is that they had a very young child once that died, most likely at birth, or at least, or maybe right after. And I'm guessing that she can't have any children. Maria can't have any children anymore. That's why they're so, in the beginning of the movie, so depressed and just, you know, don't talk much, and that this lamb that they adopt is you know, is a gift from God in their eyes. So, but yeah, once the brother character arrives, he's a little bit like, what the fuck's going on here? But even then, you know, there are a lot of charming, heartfelt scenes where it just looks like any other charming family movie, just with a child that doesn't quite fit our usual understandings of children. Also, the cinematography I thought was absolutely superb. Like, every shot in the film looks and feels just absolutely beautiful. Like, it doesn't appear to be any shot in the film that I thought was, you know, wasted, or, you know, it always felt like the camera captured exactly everything that needed to be on screen just to make the scene work. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. Good music also, good, and yeah, a lot of the scenes on the farm feel, for me at least, as somebody who grew up in the countryside, very relatable. Like, you know, the stuff that's being played on the radio, and just the routine of everything. And yeah, I'd give this movie a solid 8 out of 10 easily. Go watch it. It's fantastic. I think it's already the highest grossing Icelandic movie in North America ever, so apparently I'm probably not alone in this, so yeah, definitely go watch it. It's a good movie. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.